Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. If I can request humbly for our dear brothers and sisters to please be seated so we can go ahead and start the program. I would like to welcome all of you and my condolences to all of you for the passing or the martyrdom of Imam Zain al-Abidin alayhi salam. And we're going to recite a few verses from the Holy Quran, but before I start the recitation of the Holy Quran, one quick announcement. Those of you who would like to help out to serve the Za'irin of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, the visitors of Imam Hussein during the Arba'in, we're still collecting money to send it to them. And as you all know, it's one of the best causes that we can help out in. Please see me or Samahat Sayyid at the end of the program. However, and whatever you can help out, please do so. This is really appreciated. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. If you would like to follow the recitation, just open the Quran, happen to be Surah Maryam, page 309, ayah number, I would go with 60, ayah number 60, maybe 5-6 verses inshallah. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إلا من تاب وآمن وعمل صالحا فأولئك يدخلون الجنة ولا يظلمون شيئا جنات عدن التي وعد الرحمن عباده بالغيب جنات عدن التي وعد الرحمن عباده بالغيب إنه كان وعده مأتيا لا يسمعون فيها لغوا إلا سلاما ولهم رزقهم فيها بكرة وعشيا تلك الجنة التي نورث من عبادنا من كان تقيا وما نتنزل إلا بأمر ربك
له ما بين أيدينا وما خلفنا وما بين ذلك وما كان ربك نسيا رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما فاعبدوا واصطبر لعبادته هل تعلم له سميا ويقول الإنسان أإذا ما مت لسوف أخرج حيا أولا يذكر الإنسان أنا خلقناه من قبل ولم يك شيئا فوربك لنحشرنهم والشياطين ثم لنحضرنهم حول جهنم جثيا صدق الله العلي العظيم.
Please help me out. Invite Samahat al-Sayyid Mustafa al-Qazwini with a loud salawat, please.
Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before we begin, the Ahlul Bayt Islamic Seminary will begin the classes this coming Monday, inshallah, on the 30th of September. So if you'd like to join, you can go to the website, and the website can direct you to the type of the classes we have and the timing and all the other details, inshallah. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أنبياء الله جميعا وعلى سيدهم وخاتمهم حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الإنسان ما غرك بربك الكريم الذي خلقك فسواك فعدلك في أي صورة ما شاء ركبك. On the 25th of the month of Muharram is the anniversary of the martyrdom of our fourth Imam, Al-Imam Ali ibn al-Husayn al-Sajjad Zayn al-Abidin alayhi salatu wassalam. The only adult male survivor on the day of Ashura, who happened to be very sick, who could not stand. Some riwayat, some stories say he was able to go to the battlefield, but Imam Hussein asked his honorable sister, Lady Zainab alayhi salam, to hold him and keep him safe, because he is the successor of the Imamah. He is the successor of his father, Al-Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. Imam Zain al-Abidin has been distinguished by many works and many achievements. And one of them, tonight I'm going to speak about one of them, and tomorrow at the Friday prayers, God willing, I'm going to speak about another. So tonight I'll discuss Risalatul Huquq, this unique work, the masterpiece by this Imam, the Treatise of the Rights, Risalatul Huquq. But before I speak about it and we shed some light on it, let's look at the human rights, the history of human rights in the world. It was in December 10th, 1948, about 70 years ago, the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights was announced by the United Nations. And this Universal Declaration of Human Rights was influenced by many Western philosophers, namely the French philosophers who led the French Revolution. The French Revolution is the mother of all revolutions in Europe. Philosophers like Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Voltaire, Montesquieu, and others who defended the human rights, who spoke about human dignity. Humans have rights, and these rights have to be preserved and protected. So this Universal Declaration of Human Rights was shaped by this type of philosophers, the French philosophers. But then the declaration is very nice, it's very powerful. We have no problem with it. But the problem is where is the problem? The problem is with the implementation of this law. With the implementation of this Universal Declaration of Human Rights, there is mismanagement, there is double standard. You see that these rights, they apply to some people and they do not apply to others. The declaration itself is very nice, but those people who execute it, the caretakers of this Universal Declaration, are not just people. They don't apply it to all mankind, to all people, whether they are black, white, rich, poor, European, non-European. There is some discrimination. Many people today, they are suffering. Take the example of Yemen. People of Yemen, they've been suffering for so many years now. Can someone deny that the Yemen now has returned to the old ages because of this campaign of bombing, which has been blessed by the American administration? America is proud to stand with Saudi Arabia. Proud. The president so many times. This president so many times said, I'm proud to stand with my allies, to put my hand in the hand of the Saudis and the Emiratis in bombing the poorest country. The poorest country. Yemen is the poorest country. Rather than sending help and food and aid and money and healthcare and medicine, they are continuously bombing that country. These are human rights, executed by people who believe in politics. They don't believe in truth and justice. the Western thought and the Western philosophy was influenced by people like the French philosopher Machiavelli, or by the English philosopher Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes, he says, 400 years ago, he says that the human nature is evil. He doesn't believe that the human nature is good. He says the human nature is evil and mean, and therefore you have to use force with your opponents, not dialogue, not logic. Don't use logic with them. Don't use mantiq and logic. You have to use force with those who disagree with you. If someone disagrees with you, immediately use force against him or her. Crush them, destroy them. And we see this theory, this political theory, being practiced today in many countries in the West. So, Universal Declaration of Human Rights is really useless today. Go to the Security Council. It is named security. It means that they provide security and peace and happiness to the people of the world. Who's dominating this Security Council? Who is the real caretaker and the director and the manager of this Security Council? The superpowers. Superpowers who look at their own interests. At their own interest. Thomas Hobbes would say that your legitimacy does not stem from you being right or wrong, has nothing to do with truth or justice. Your legitimacy stems from what? From your power. If you have power, if you use force, then you are legitimate. If you don't have power, you are illegitimate. You have no place for existence. You have no respect. No one will pay attention to you. And this is what we see today. This is what we see. Some countries in the Middle East, they have the right to build nuclear arms, nuclear warheads, and other countries, they don't have the right. Who decided this? Who? This is based on merits, based on a truth, based on peace, based on justice? No, it is based on falsehood. It is based on bullying. It is based on sheer power. Sheer power. They discriminate. You have the right to have, nuclear arms. Nobody can say anything to you. Nobody can come and investigate. Nobody can come and search. Nobody even can raise this issue. But when it comes to other countries, they want that for peaceful purposes. No, they can't. They can't. They crush them. They place embargo and sanctions on them. They destroy their people, their economies. This is Security Council, my friends. This is Security Council, which is supposed to uphold peace and justice. Why these things happen? Because interest overrun values and principles. When personal interest overrun and override values and principles, this is the result. The result is corruption. The result is that one country has the say, and they can bully other countries. And they have the right to veto any resolution. They say Israel has democracy. What sort of democracy? A prime minister who is indicted on charges of corruption. Today, the president of Israel mandates him to establish a new government. Someone who has to be in jail. In jail, they have to take him to jail on charges of bribery, corruption. Again, he's becoming a prime minister. This is democracy? You call this democracy? This is not democracy. This is dictatorship. But nobody can say anything because it's the state of Israel. You have no right to criticize. They are the only democracy in the Middle East. Democracy that destroys the homes of the inhabitants, original inhabitants, indigenous people, Palestinians who have been there for thousands of years. They are driven away from their land, from their farms, from their homes, being destroyed with bulldozers, and nobody can say anything in the name of democracy. Imam Zain al-Abidin, 1300 years ago, a man who spoke about the human rights. Risalatul Huquq. Risalatul Huquq has been published in many, translated to many languages, speak about 50 types of rights people have. The treaties of rights. Risalatul Huquq was drafted by a man, not by Security Council, not by the superpowers, by a man who takes a pride in being the servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing but servant. Imam Zain al-Abidin, Ali ibn al-Hussein, is nothing. He sees himself nothing but being true servants of God. Al-Abdul Faqir. And then Imam Zain al-Abidin, he perceives the whole humanity, entire people of this earth, to be one family, to be equal to each other. Imam Zain al-Abidin never discriminate between people based on their financial status, based on their color, based on their race, based on their language. So he introduces Risalatul Huquq, which is really worthy of studying. I cannot explain this and do justice to this treatise in 20, 30 minutes. But we have to research it. We have to study it. Imam Zain al-Abidin says there are 50 types of rights upon you. 50 types of rights. Beginning with Haqqullah, the rights of your Lord who created you, who shaped you. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. In the best of mold, in the best of shape. Who is providing you? Every single second, we receive the faydul ilahi. We receive His faith, His blessings. We receive His mercy. وَلَوْلَا رَحْمَتُكَ لَكُنْتُ مِنَ الْهَالِكِينَ. If it wasn't for your mercy, I would have perished a long time ago. And then he begins with the right of the nearest people to you. Who are the nearest people? وَأَمَّا حَقُّ أُمِّكَ. Your mother. He speaks about of your mother. فحق أمك أن تعلم أنها حملتك حيث لا يحمل أحد أحدا وأطعمتك من ثمرة قلبها ما لا يطعم أحد أحدا. She carried you in a place where nobody is ready to carry you there for 9 months. Ask your father to carry you in his lap for 9 hours. He will say, no, I can't. I can't. Maybe 9 seconds, yes. But 9 hours, no way. Your mother carried you 9 months in her belly. 9 months. Day in, day out. Sometimes she gets sick. Sometimes she gets cold. Sometimes she doesn't sleep. Sometimes she's exhausted and tired and hungry. But she doesn't complain because she loves you. She's feeding you. Have you thought about that? What can we do for our mothers? We think that if we stay with them a couple of days, nursing them, helping them, holding their hands, we have done our rights, the rights of our mothers upon us? No, we are not. The person who saw the Prophet in the sacred mosque, Masjid al-Haram, carrying his mother on his shoulder, on his back, and performing the tawaf, circumambulating around the house. So he noticed the Prophet. He said, Ya Rasulullah, hal addaytu haqqaha? I'm carrying my mother on my shoulder. Did I fulfill my right? Did I fulfill her rights upon me? Rasulullah said, وَلَا حَقَّ طَلْقَةٍ وَاحِدًا. Not even the right of one contraction at the time of birth. You know the contraction? We don't know. Ask women who gave birth. We don't know. We just speak about it. We read about it, but we don't know the pain. We don't know the suffering. The Prophet said, not even the price of one contraction at the time of birth. You haven't given to her. So don't tell me I fulfill my right towards my mother. Don't say that. Don't say that. وَأَنَّهَا وَقَتْكَ بِسَمْعِهَا. She shielded you. When you were a baby, your mother, she shielded you, guarded you, protected you. بِسَمْعِهَا وَبَصَرِهَا. With her hearing, with her vision. وَبِيَدِهَا وَرِجْلِهَا وَشَعْرِهَا وَبَشَرِهَا وَجَمِيعِ جَوَارِهَا. With all her limbs, she protected you. With her soul, with her blood, she protected you. فَرَضِيَتْ. Your mother was okay, was happy. أَن تَشْبَعَ وَهِيَ تَجُوعُ. You get full, you eat, though she goes hungry, she would be still happy. وَتَكْسُوكَ وَتَعْرَى. She covers you, but she remains naked with no cover. She puts her own cover, her own clothing on you to protect you. وَتَرْوِيكَ وَتَضْمَى. When she's thirsty, she doesn't drink first. She gives her child first. She goes thirsty. Maybe 2 years ago, we have the Death Valley here on the border with Nevada. A French family came from France, touring California. So they went to the Death Valley. They made a mistake. They did not carry water with them, enough water. And it was summertime, very hot. I've been to the Death Valley in the winter. In the winter, it's 80 degrees Fahrenheit. In the winter. Imagine how hot it gets in the summer. They were three, father, mother, and son. They had little water with them. And they get lost. They could not go back. They gave the water to the son. The son drank the water. He survived. His mother died. His mother died of thirst in the desert. Here, Death Valley. She sacrificed. She sacrificed her soul for her son to survive. She didn't want her young son to die. She gave him the water. This is a living story. How many of us think about that? And then وَحَقُّ أَبِيكَ, the right of your father upon you. فَأَن تَعْلَمَ أَنَّهُ أَصْلُكَ. He's your origin. Sometimes we disrespect our fathers. We don't listen to them. We become arrogant. We clash with our parents. We have conflict with them. We disrespect them. Imam Zain al-Abidin says, where is your origin? Your origin is your dad, your father. وَأَنْتَ فَرْعُهُ. You are the branch. He is the origin and you are the branch. وَأَنَّكَ لَوْلَاهُ لَمْ تَكُنْ. If it wasn't for your father, you wouldn't have been here today. فَمَهْمَا رَأَيْتَ فِي نَفْسِكَ مِمَّا يُعْجِبُكَ. No matter how educated you become, how influential you become, how important you become in the society, no matter, فَاعْلَمْ أَنَّ أَبَاكَ أَصْلُ النِّعْمَةِ. It goes back to your father. If it wasn't your father, the support of your father, you couldn't have been that good doctor, that good lawyer, that good surgeon, that good businessman, that good scholar. You couldn't. It was your father who supported you. وَاحْمَدِ اللَّهَ وَاشْكُرْهُ عَلَى قَدْرِ ذَلِكَ. Give thanks to God for having such a wonderful father. And then Imam Zayn al-Abidin says, وَحَقُّ الْأَخِ وَأَمَّا حَقُّ أَخِيكَ. Your brother, your sister. Akh here means a brother or sister, male or female. فَأَن تَعْلَمَ أَنَّهُ يَدُكَ الَّتِي تَبْسُطُهَا. Imam Zayn al-Abidin says your brother and your sister is your arm, representing your arm. It's like your arm to you. When you stretch your arm. If you don't have a brothers and sisters, you don't have arms. You are lonely. You don't have helpers. You don't have any aid. Your brother, your sister aids you. They stand with you. فإنه يدك التي تبسطها وظهرك, your backbone الذي تلتجئ إليه. Backbone that you seek refuge in him. Sometimes you have grievances in your heart. You don't have someone, but if you have a good brother, good sister, you go to them. They support you. They are your backbone. ظهرك الذي تلتجئ إليك. وعزك, your brother or your sister are your own dignity. الذي تعتمد عليه, you rest upon them. وقوتك, your strength. التي تصول بها, that you use it. They are source of strength and dignity for you. فلا تدع نصرته على نفسه ومعونته على عدوه. Stand with your brother and sisters. Do not abandon them. If your brother needs something, your sister needs something, be the first one to rush to their aid and to their help. And then advise them also. والحؤول بينه وبين شياطينه وتأدية النصيحة إليه والإقبال عليه في الله. When they are not on the right path, don't say, I don't care about him. He's my brother, she's my sister. We have two different paths. You must care about them. You must protect them. They are your family. You have to stand with them. You have to sacrifice for your brothers and sisters. And then your son, your daughter. وَأَمَّا حَقُّ وَلَدِكَ. What are the rights of our children upon us? Do they have rights? Yes. Imam Zayn al-Abidin says yes. فَأَن تَعْلَمَ أَنَّهُ مِنْكَ. This son, this daughter, even if they don't listen, at the end of the day, they come from you. You are the source of their being. Don't dissociate yourself. Sometimes I see some parents disavow their children. He says, he's not my son anymore. He's not my daughter because they don't listen to me. They don't listen to you, they have problem. You don't throw them into the ocean. They belong to you. You are the father, you are the mother. They belong to you. وَمُضَافٌ إِلَيْكَ فِي عَاجِلِ الدُّنْيَا بِخَيْرِهِ وَشَرِّهِ. Whether you like it or not, he's an extension of you. Whether it's a good extension or bad extension. You can't give up on your children. وَأَنَّكَ مَسْئُولٌ عَمَّا وَلَّيْتَهُ مِنْ حُسْنِ الْأَدَبِ وَالدَّلَالَةِ عَلَى رَبِّهِ. You are the one who is responsible for his adab, for his manners, for his behavior. We are responsible. No mother can say, I'm tired of my son. No father would say, I'm tired of my daughter, I'm not going to speak to them anymore. They belong to us, we are responsible. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ. Protect yourself and protect your families. And then Imam Zayn al-Abidin goes to speak about the right of your enemies upon you. Subhanallah. Enemies, they have right upon us? Yes. He says, even if he's your enemy, give him or her the chance to defend themselves, to speak. If they have grievances, then allow them, listen to them. Listen, don't shut your door. Don't say, this is an enemy, I'm not going to see him, and I'm not. Still, listen to them. Even if he's an enemy, give them an advice. Even if he's an enemy, God says in the Quran, ادفع بالتي هي أحسن. He's yelling at you, he's threatening you, don't yell at him. Use the best method in advising them. We look at our Imam Ali says, my enemies are like the patients who are sick. They go to the doctor. Sometimes they yell at the doctor. I've seen some patients, they threaten the doctors. They yell at them, but the doctor, he does not yell back because they are patients. He made an oath that I am here to cure. I am here to heal. I'm not here to yell at any person. This is how we deal with our enemies. Our enemies, they chose to go a different route. We should not follow that route. We should not follow that route. Idfa' billati hiya ahsan. Quran says, use the best method. We have given you the best method. If he made a mistake, you don't do the same mistake. You don't repeat the same mistake. And then Imam speaks about the right of the neighbors, the right of your partners in the business. 50 types of rights. The right of the sultan. If we choose someone to be our sultan, then we have to listen. We have to give him a chance to serve us. And the right of the subjects. Imam Zayn al-Abidin says the just ruler, as we say today, democratic ruler, is not the one who depends on his military. His mandate comes from the popular vote, from the approval rate of the people. But look at how many tyrants today, they depend on militaries to crush their opponents. They send the armies to the streets. The armies that's supposed to protect the state, to protect the country, the borders, they send them. People are in the streets. Some young people, they go into streets. Now it's happening in Cairo, right now. People who are fed up, people who don't have jobs, they don't have futures, they don't have hopes, they go into the streets. They send the police to crush them, put them in jail. Why do you raise your voice? You have no right to say no to the sultan. You have to say always, yes, sir. If they ask you, are you happy? You have to say, yes, I'm happy, of course, even if you are not happy. So these things, Imam Zayn al-Abidin speak about them in the treatise of the rights, Risalatul Huquq, which is really worth it that we study it and we show it to our friends, our non-Muslim friends, or Muslims who belong to other traditions. We tell them this is the legacy of our Imams. This is the legacy of Imam Zayn al-Abidin. And imagine, my friends, imagine, Imam Zayn al-Abidin witnessed the tragedy of Karbala. Someone who sees his father, 17 members of his immediate family, uncles and cousins, being murdered right before his eyes. What will happen to that person? What will happen? The least thing he will do, he would not trust anyone anymore. He would not trust the people. The least thing such a person does, the only survival, he will say, I don't like anyone, I don't like to see any person. Imam Zayn al-Abidin does exactly the opposite. He goes into the society to save the society. Some people tell him, Ya ibn Rasulullah, this society murdered your father. Imam Zayn al-Abidin says, but I feel sorry for them. They did it out of ignorance. Can you imagine? Zayn al-Abidin dedicates, he stays 34 years after Imam Hussein, 34 years. He would cry every single morning, every single evening. He did not forget his father Imam Hussein. He did not forget the day of Ashura. Nobody can forget the day of Ashura, my friends. But still, he goes into the market, he purchases goods, food, and he comes to people's homes. He distributes food, clothing, shelter, money to people who, many of them or their relatives, murdered his father on the day of Ashura. How much peace he had in his heart. Those people are angels. Those people are our imams. We have to learn from them. He doesn't have any grudge, any hate in his heart for anyone, for anyone. Ahlul Bayt came to bring us happiness, to bring us stability, to save us, to teach us, to inspire us. Imam Zayn al-Abidin cries day and night, Someone comes to him, he says to him, يَبْنَ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أَمَا آنَ لِحُزْنِكَ أَنْ يَنْتَهِ. When do you want to stop crying? 34 years. Whenever he drinks, he sips water, he cries. He says, Ya hada. Prophet Yaqub had 12 children. God took only one of them. Yusuf did not die. God decided to take him away for some time from his father. Quran says, وَبْيَضَّتْ عَيْنَاهُ مِنَ الْحُزْنِ فَهُوَ كَظِيمٌ. He lost his sight because Yaqub was crying day and night. Day and night. He didn't stop. Because Yusuf was absent. Though Jibreel comes to him and tells him, your son Yusuf is safe. He's not dead. But still, he would cry. Then Imam Zayn al-Abidin says, I saw my father Hussein. I saw my uncle Abbas. I saw my cousins. I saw my brothers. I saw my older brother Ali al-Akbar. My youngest brother Abdullah, 6 months old, being murdered right before my eyes. How do you expect me to stop crying? Minhal ibn Amr, a good man who happened to be in Syria when they took the caravan of Imam Hussein, his family to Syria, to Damascus. He sees Imam Zayn al-Abidin outside his camp. They put Ahlul Bayt in a makeshift camp in Damascus in a very bad area. So Imam Zayn al-Abidin was standing outside. Minhal comes to him, he says to him, كيف أصبحت يا ابن رسول الله كيف أمسيت. Listen to the answer of the Imam. Imam Zayn al-Abidin says to him, يا منهال أمست العرب تفتخر على العجم بأن محمدا منها. Always Arabs, they brag against the non-Arabs because Muhammad is an Arab leader, an Arab prophet. وأمست قريش. And Quraysh, this tribe, the Arab tribe, تفتخر على سائر العرب بأن محمدا منها. Quraysh always says, see, Muhammad is from our tribe. They brag before other Arabs. وأمسينا ونحن آل رسول الله. They brag about the Prophet being from them, and look at what they did to the family of the Prophet. وأصبحنا ونحن آل رسول الله مقتولون مشردون فإنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. The family of the Prophet being murdered, being destroyed. They've been taken them from one city into another. The family of the Prophet, the daughters of the Prophet, Alu Rasulullah. The caravan arrives into Damascus. One of the Sahabi who saw the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam by the name of Sa'ad, he said, I arrived in Damascus and I saw the city is celebrating. They have a big celebration. Drums and music, and some people are dancing. I said, do they have another Eid that I don't recognize, I don't know about? So I came to a group of people who were standing there. They were amazed. I said to them, Ana sahib Rasulullah. I am the companion of the Prophet. I saw Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. هل لكم في الشام عيد لا نعرفه نحن? Do you have a day of Eid in Sham that we don't recognize in Medina? What is happening? They said, Subhanallah, you don't know what's happening? Ra'sul Hussein. The head of Imam Hussein is being brought into Damascus now. Any minute it will enter from this Babu Sa'at, from this gate. He said, I was shocked. The head of Hussein being carried and people are dancing and celebrating. He says, a few minutes I was standing talking to them. I saw the head of Imam Hussein with the caravan, with women being taken to the palace of Yazid ibn Muawiyah. I came to a lady, I asked her about her name. What is your name? She said, Ana Sukayna bint al-Husayn. I said to her, can I help you? She said, yes, please. If you can ask the man who's carrying the head of my father to go ahead of us, so people can look at the head of my father and they don't look at women. They don't look at us. And then they took the head to the palace of Yazid ibn Muawiyah. Yazid was bragging. Yazid gave a speech of victory, that how God helped him to crush Hussein and his companions, and how he destroyed them. And this is a proof that he's a legitimate leader. And then he sent someone to the minbar, to the pulpit, to praise Yazid and Muawiyah, to praise them, and then to curse Amir al-Mu'mineen and Imam Hussein and Ahlul Bayt, to vilify them and malign them. Here, Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, يا يزيد ائذن لي حتى أصعد هذه الأعواد فأقول بكلمات لله فيهن رضا ولهؤلاء المستمعين أجر وثواب. Can you allow me just to rebuttal this man, to speak the truth, to say only few words that earns God's satisfaction and there is benefit for those people who are listening? Yazid said, no, you can't speak. He made another request, a third request, until people who are in the courtyard, people who are with Yazid, they put a pressure on him. They said to him, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, why are you afraid from this young guy? He has no weapon. Yazid said, but you don't know him. Yes, he doesn't carry weapon. He has tongue. He has logic. إِنَّهُ مِنْ أَهْلِ بَيْتٍ قَدْ زُقُّ الْعِلْمَ زَقَّةً. This guy, don't look at him, he's weak, he's sick. He comes from a family who have been invested with knowledge, with hikmah, with wisdom. And of course I'm afraid of him. فَمَا زَالُوا بِهِ حَتَّى أَذِنَ لَهُ. They kept insisting on Yazid until he reluctantly accepted. Imam Zayn al-Abidin took to the pulpit. He gave a speech, powerful speech, shaking speech. He shook the very foundation of the state of Bani Umayyah and Yazid and Muawiyah, the whole empire. And then part of it, only this last part, the speech is very long. قال أيها الناس وأعطينا ستا وفضلنا بسبع. He wanted to introduce himself. People of Sham, they don't know about this family. They don't know. Nobody knows the truth. The truth is lost. The media was powerful. The Bani Umayyah media was powerful. People did not know anything about Ahlul Bayt. He said, أعطينا ستا وفضلنا بسبع. أعطينا العلم والحلم والسماحة والفصاحة والشجاعة في قلوب المؤمنين. Imam Zayn al-Abidin is introducing himself and his auntie Zainab alayhi salam. He says, we have been bestowed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knowledge, ilm, wal-hilm, forbearance, samaha, tolerance, fasaha, eloquence, shaja'a, bravery, wal-mahabba fi qulub al-mu'minin. God programmed the hearts of the believers in a way that they love us. Automatically they love us. When they recognize us, they love us. And of course, people are walking to Karbala, 500 kilometers. Yesterday I saw a picture of a cardinal coming from Tbilisi, Georgia. Cardinal in a church. I've seen his church myself in Tbilisi. It's the biggest church in that city. Now he's in Karbala. He walked last year from Najaf to Karbala. This year he went back to walk again from Najaf to Karbala. Christian. But he loves Ahlul Bayt. He loves Imam Hussein because he knows Imam Hussein stood for the whole humanity. Does not belong only to the Muslims. So people, when they know Ahlul Bayt, they fall in love with them. وَالْمَحَبَّةَ فِي قُلُوبِ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ وفضلنا بأن منا النبي المختار. We have been favored and preferred that Allah chose the Prophet from our household. ومنا الصديق أمير المؤمنين. ومنا الطيار جعفر الطيار, the brother of أمير المؤمنين. ومنا أسد الله وأسد رسوله حمزة بن عبد المطلب, the uncle of أمير المؤمنين, the uncle of the Prophet. ومنا سيدة نساء العالمين, the best lady, the most wonderful lady in this universe. She belongs to our family. ومنا سبط هذه الأمة, the two wonderful young men of this ummah, this nation, Hassan and Hussein, are from our family. وَمِنَّا مَهْدِيُّ هَذِهِ الْأُمَّةِ, the savior of this nation also is from our family. Those are 7. He was introducing himself. People were shocked. Who's this guy? Yazid says those are non-Muslims. And Zayn al-Abidin says, the Prophet from us, Ali ibn Abi Talib, Ja'far al-Tayyar, Hamza, Fatima al-Zahra, Hassan and Hussein, Imam al-Mahdi from us. أيها الناس من عرفني فقد عرفني. If you have recognized me, this is good. If not, I will elaborate more. أيها الناس أنا ابن مكة ومنها أنا ابن زمزم والصفا. I'm not a stranger, I'm not foreigner. I'm from Mecca and Medina. I'm from the heart of Islam, where Islam was born. أنا ابن مكة ومنها أنا ابن زمزم والصفا. أنا ابن من حمل الركن بأطراف الردى. أنا ابن خير من طاف وسعى. أنا ابن خير من حج ولبى. I am the son, the grandson of the best one who performed Hajj, who performed Tawaf and Sa'i between Safa and Marwa. أنا ابن من حمل على البراق في الهوى. أنا ابن من أسري به من المسجد الحرام إلى المسجد الأقصى. These are the traits of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. أنا ابن من دنا فتدلى فكان قاب قوسين أو أدنى. أنا ابن من صلى بملائكة السماء مثنى مثنى. Then he zoomed in. Some people, they knew he's the grandson of the Prophet. But through what? Through whom? أيها الناس أنا ابن علي المرتضى. أنا ابن علي المرتضى. أنا ابن فاطمة الزهراء. أنا ابن خديجة الكبرى. Then they wanted to know whether he's from descendant of Hassan or Hussein. Here Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, أيها الناس أنا ابن صريع كربلاء. أنا ابن العطشان حتى قضى. My father died thirsty without drinking water. أنا ابن المحزوز رأسه من القفا. أنا ابن مسلوب العمامة والردى. After murdering him, they stripped him of his clothing, his amama, they took his turban away from him. أنا ابن من بكت عليه ملائكة السماء. Even the angels in the heaven, they wept for my father Hussein. أنا ابن من رأسه على السنان يهدى. I am the son of this man that they are carrying his head from one place into another. أنا ابن من حرمه. أنا ابن من حرمه من العراق إلى الشام تسبى. Those family, this is Zainab, this is my aunt Zainab, those are the sisters of Hussein, the daughters of Hussein, this is my family. So the whole session erupted in cries. People could not stop crying. They recognized this man. Even there was a Christian man who was the messenger of the king of the Roman Empire, was sitting there and listening. He started to cry. Yazid khashiya al-fitna, he feared the commotion. So what did he do? He wanted to stop Imam Zayn al-Abidin. He said to the mu'adhin, go and raise the adhan. It was not time for salat, but he wanted to cut the Imam Zayn al-Abidin, cut his speech, interrupt him, so he does not continue his speech. Mu'adhin said, Allahu Akbar. Imam Zayn al-Abidin answered, La shay'a akbaru min Allah. Nothing is greater than Allah Ta'ala. The Mu'adhin said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Imam Zayn al-Abidin said, Shahida biha sha'ri wa lahmi wa basari wa sha'ri. وَدَمِي وَعُرُوقِي, every cell in my body, every limb that I have, witnesses that there is no Allah, there is no God but Allah. When the mu'adhin said, أشهد أن محمد رسول الله, Yazid, Imam Zain al-Abidin turned to Yazid, said to him, Yazid, أَمُحَمَّدٌ جَدُّكَ أَمْ جَدِّي? This man that they are mentioning his name now in the adhan, is he your grandfather or my grandfather? If you say he's your grandfather, you are lying. If you say he's my grandfather, فَلِمَ قَتَلْتَ أَبِي وَسَبَيْتَ ذُرِّيَّتَهُ? Why did you murder his son? Why did you do what you are doing with his family? إِنَّا لِلَّهِ وَإِنَّا إِلَيْهِ رَاجِعُونَ وَسَيَعْلَمُ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا أَيَّ مُنْقَلَبٍ يَنْقَلِبُونَ وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Mu'mineen, inshallah, the majalis for the Arba'een will be on October 17th, Thursday, and October 18th, Friday night, Thursday night and Friday night, English majalis, and Saturday, October 19th, will be in Arabic, inshallah. Allahumma aghfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat wal muslimina wal muslimat al-ahya'i minhum wal amwat. Tabi' Allahumma baynana wa baynahum bil khayrat, innaka mujibu ad-da'awat, innaka ghafiru al-khati'at. Allahumma munna ala mardana bil shifa'i wal afiyah. Allahumma shafi kulla mareed. اللهم اقض ديوننا. اللهم تقبل أعمالنا. اللهم ارزقنا في الدنيا زيارة الحسين. Oh Allah, enable us once again to go and pay tribute to Imam Hussein and his family at his shrine, and make him our intercessor, inshallah, our shafi' on the day of judgment, with his grandfather, with his father, with his mother Fatima alayhi salam. تقبل منا هذا اليسير بلطفك وكرمك، وعجل في فرج إمامنا وسيدنا ومولانا صاحب العصر والزمان، وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثواب الفاتحة مع الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.